What?
Why don't
ready?
you go first?
Oh, okay. Can't wait to see what Dusty has to say this week. Not. I'll tell you what. I'm going to hijack this episode right now. David wants to talk about Pika. Two. Get ready.
But seriously, why does thinking about baseball work so well to quell?
Because there's too much on your mind. You got a bunch of different things. Because baseball is a thinking man's sport.
It is.
Yeah, you can't really.
You can't really just. I mean, you can just call it a lollygag.
I don't know. One time I was like, "I'll see this Escobar," because he's like. I wrote him on Twitter. I was like, "You're my hero, even though you're like 10 years younger than me. You're really cool, and I look up to you." And he wrote back. He's like, "Thank you."
Yeah,
cool.
man, it takes like 2 seconds. I'll think of just like some random no-face baseball player just like with a regular hit running to first.
Ooh.
And like that just like kills
a CNI single, you know?
Yeah,
You're like,
just,
ooh, yeah.
I have one player in particular I think about, and that is Mark McGwire. I don't think anybody can be aroused and think about Mark McGwire.
Well, I don't know.
All those fucking pop marks and
Yeah,
shit.
You're going to get someone out of the woodworks like Challenge Accepted.
Staring directly at a poster the entire time. No.
Mark.
No.
Speaking of baseball, we've taken in, the family and I have taken in a couple games. Logjam.
Ooh.
Is, first of all, on the Rubber Duckies, he's one of the better players.
Absolutely.
Top three. No question. Yeah. And, in fact, the first game, he got the best hit of the entire game. It was the old comebacker. He hit it right back up the middle. And I really like that because it's like, I know, I don't like what you've done, pitcher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the ball really fast back at you.
Yeah.
And in like a sly way try to injure you.
That's what we call the old return to sender.
Yeah. Return to sender. I mean, he did. It went right back up the gut. And I was like, I like your style. Like, try to hurt the pitcher. Nice. And also send the message of, like, that's not going to work against me.
Comes back faster than when you send an email to a non-existent address.
Oh, dude, you get all those weird,
Mailer daemon subsystem. Can't.
Domain, great.
Something funny, the first game, because he's played two now, but the very first game, the very first pitch, he got hit in the arm, but it didn't even faze him. Like, he was like, oh, really? Okay. And they were like, take your base. He's like, oh, cool. So literally one pitch, he's on base. And then the next time he was up, it was like 2 or 3 pitches later, and he's a nice little dinger out.
Going to one, dude. It was awesome.
Is he working on like hitting it right back straight at the pitcher? Because I think
it's just instinct.
If that was my first experience with playing and getting hit in the arm, that's what I would do.
I mean,
now it's war.
I would say I think survival has kicked in at this point. He's like, if this is what all pitchers are going to do, this is because this was the first time he's ever had a kid pitch to him in a baseball game. So literally first pitch, you're going to hit me. It's like, all right, that's how it's going to be. I'm going to deliver the message to every single pitcher for the rest of my life.
It's fight or flight for the next 20 years. He's
like, my stress level is through the roof. I don't know why.
just sees red stitching, and he's like,
every game's on life or death. He's like, fuck you. Yes, it is.
Start hearing that Kill Bill music. But
that's how you get a fucking like a Patrick Mahomes or a Jordan or somebody. You get somebody highly motivated at a young age.
Crazy motivated. Well, he's doing great.
Yeah, no, we've had fun for sure.
Hell yeah. Do they still give out freebies for foul balls?
No.
Oh.
They don't even have people running the scoreboard anymore.
Yeah, we don't know what the score is until the end, and I don't even know what the exact score was. We just know whether we won or lost.
Yeah.
Dude, I will come bring my guitar amp, a microphone, and a notebook, and I will fucking do this.
Dude, that would to have like walk-up music for every player on the Rubber Ducks only.
Yes.
That would be fucking amazing. Either that or just play really shitty when the other team's coming up. Just something really bad.
I wasn't even going to bring the guitar. I was just going to plug a microphone into it, so I had a loudspeaker. loudspeaker.
Oh, okay. So you're just
Coming up
Yeah.
third.
Coming off with log jam.
You could just use your phone for the
Yeah.
for the music.
and after him on deck is some other kid.
Yeah. Who cares? Watch this guy.
Watch this guy right up the middle.
Pitcher, you better watch your ass.
Yeah, baby.
How you been, dude? It's been a few weeks since we've been on, and guys, we're so glad to be back.
Yeah, we are.
Hi, how you been?
Good. Everything.
Okay, moving on.
I like that. It's just quick and
All
just
things
fucking-
considered, doing great.
Good.
Taking in some good baseball and softball. Shout out to Carson Silva. She's
nice.
12 and under softball, and she's been spanking people.
Nice.
So we've been taking in a lot of baseball, a lot of softball. Sarah loves to take the girls out, and they love like hanging out. So
With the softball, is it slow pitch or fast?
it's it's fast. They're
I don't
competitive.
I
yeah.
don't know how they fucking do
Yeah,
that.
these
I
girls-
really don't.
Dude. And the thing, like, it's 12 and under, but it's like 12 and fucking
Yeah.
they
It's like
are
12 and 3/4.
Yeah, man. They got some teams where we're like, I need to see some burst certificates.
Serious.
This is getting crazy. But they do walk up songs and stuff, but they still don't have anybody running the thing.
I don't.
And it's like, look, if you could agree that the home team, someone from the home team, could we have you run the board? I'm the kind of person, if you spring something on me, I'm like, I'm probably not going to do it. But if you were like, hey, here's how many games we're the home team, could someone, if you're interested, would you be willing to do it? I would sign up for that, and go, cool, that's my day.
Dude, I always had fun doing it because
Yeah.
they let us do it as kids. So why
nice.
not get one of the fucking kids to do it, dude? Because it's easy. You just press a couple of buttons. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's really easy.
I am the exact opposite of you.
Oh,
If somebody springs it on me like right then and they're like, all right, I'll do it. My people pleaser tendencies come out.
yeah.
But if you give me some time, I will come up with a ironclad excuse to get out of that shit.
Well, we'll know. We'll invite you to come see a logjam game, and then we'll be like, hey, Dan.
Just do it. Yeah, right when I show up. Just get me right when I show up.
Yes.
All right. So any other news besides just hanging out and watching some sports and
No, new job, unfortunately, because of.
anyway?
And then, but yeah, living the dream, baby. Glad to be here.
Hell
Super
yeah.
glad to be here.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm just glad to not be in a pulse, aware of my pulse constantly. Because I was
Ooh,
feeling
yeah.
it through my fucking tooth
Oh,
a couple of
God.
weeks ago.
The only I really respect you because the only tooth thing I've ever had was one my wisdom teeth up top. When they were coming in, it changed my whole life. Like, it was horrible. I can't imagine inside root scenario.
Yeah, man, it was rough. And so thank fuck for Dr. Walker over at Family Implant Dentistry.
Hey, shout out.
I go in there, they take a quick x-ray, and yeah, you got a little infection in there, and then he comes in, and he's like, they do the little bite strip thingy, and he looks at my bite, and he's like, okay, I'm going to modify your bite. And I was like, cool, and then I was like, so what's he going to do, some sort of manipulation? No, it's a drill. It's like a little Dremel or whatever.
I thought he was gonna punch you in the jaw or something. Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
modify.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
I'm gonna change your
dude.
bite right now, motherfucker.
He was chipping away at, there was no consent form or anything. I was like, dude, you're just taking my bone. And some gold, too, because
Yeah.
my root canal tooth is gold capped.
Damn.
And
that's why
I was
he
like,
did
dude,
it.
can I have
Yeah.
the shavings from that?
Holy
Come
shit,
on,
that's
man.
why he fucking
He's like, I
did
got
it.
that car payment coming up.
He was
Hey,
like-
this guy just came in. Let me see. Zzz.
Yeah.
Up, there we go.
Yeah. And
That's
the car
2 months
payment
right
place is
there.
like, we don't take gold tooth caps.
Why don't
For
you go
the 10,000th time.
take these shavings over to Goldschlager and they'll figure out something to do.
Oh, what if that's what it really was?
Oh, my God.
Oh God, no! I hope not. But no, they got me on some antibiotics, and we had to go we had this trip for our anniversary planned for 6 months, and I was we were flipping. I was the night before, my tooth was pounding. Nicole's freaking out. She's like, we're just gonna go, and you're gonna have to go to the dentist or something.
Yeah.
It's gonna ruin the trip. I was like, no, I got this. It'll feel better. And literally, it was down to the fucking wire. We get there, and I was like, you know what? Between the ibuprofen and things that are legal in Missouri and this Tylenol 3, I was able to like not be in pain for that first couple of days, and I did all the chewing on the other side of my mouth, which wrecked my fucking gums
Oh,
because we ate nachos.
yeah.
So yeah, all good now.
Nice.
Well,
dude.
we're glad you're back.
But I am going to get that gold cap because they're pulling that shit. So
You're gonna keep that shit.
oh,
Just like keep your hand open the entire time. Be like, the second that you get that shit, I want to see it
Don't
in my
fucking
hand.
play that game with me. That dentist bullshit game.
Oh, we're gonna go get it sterilized. Fuck
No,
you.
you fucker.
I'll take care of it home. I got
That's-
some rubbing alcohol.
That's my blood. That's my bone. You know, he was like, okay, hey, no big deal. And he goes in the back. He's like, fuck, what am I going to do?
Does he have another one we can just take and he not tell him? But, I mean, maybe. We'll see.
you better get into that little vacuum sucker thing and get the shavings out.
Dude, I didn't know that gold teeth are the least expensive.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I mean, until my grandma told me. She was like, that's why I don't have gold, because we were poor. And I was like, but no.
Right, it doesn't make sense.
No.
But that's why pirates a lot of time had
Yeah.
gold teeth is because it was the easiest, cheapest way to do it. And it's like, how?
Yeah, a lot of my favorite rappers had gold teeth, and they have a lot of money,
Yeah.
Grandma. And she's like, no.
Well, that's how they kept their money.
You want to see like the difference between wealth and rich is the gold and porcelain.
That's true.
Because the people
That's
who want
true.
you to look like think they're rich, they'll show you their gold, but the quiet ones,
Ooh.
they got them porcelain caps.
They got them caps on there.
Sorry.
Dropping wisdom on us
That's
in the
good.
first
Yeah, that's
It's like
15
how you,
minutes.
whenever you see a billionaire and they're like in Old Navy, you know?
Yeah, you go.
They don't
ooh.
care.
Or like riding the subway or something. Like Keanu Reeves just fucking
Yeah.
rides
Oh.
the subway. And it's like, that's why he's fucking Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
gold
for,
teeth.
yeah.
And yeah, in that video of him like shooting is a pretty, like if you ever fucked with him, he would fucking.
Dude, the way he was training for John Wick.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Ta, 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 ta,
And dude, and just seeing all the shit that he does in John Wick, because
Yeah.
it's like there's not really. I mean, yes, it's stunt work and whatnot, but he does a lot of it
For sure.
And there's not really a whole lot of CGI involved in that kind of shit. Like you can't just roll around on the floor and have him like composite it in. Just like
That would be fucking
like type it in,
hilarious.
make Keanu do a barrel roll.
Dude, him and Tom Cruise should do an action movie where they are
Whoa.
either buddies or foes.
I hope foes and I hope Keanu Reeves wins.
Yes.
Whoa.
Well, yeah. Well, for America, yes. But like for the stunt work alone, oh my god.
It would be pretty
Damn.
sick, but yeah, I'm not a fan of Mr. Cruise.
Why?
I don't know. I think he's annoying. That's why I don't watch the Mission Impossible movies. And like the new Mummy that I heard was terrible, never fucking seen
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I have
You ever
no
fucking
interest.
seen Days of Thunder? Yeah,
Okay,
you have.
he has some good movies. There are
There's
movies
a lot of
his,
good movies.
a
Minority
decent
Report.
amount. Okay, yes.
Oh god, that's a good one.
Minority
One
Report
of
is
the
a
best
good one.
ever.
Okay, but I'll
Firm.
The Firm goes hard as fuck.
anyway. I'm just not a fan of Tom Cruise.
You are.
No, I'm not really.
Listen, you are.
No, okay. There's been situations where I've all of a sudden discovered that I'm a fan of something, and it's
Yeah.
not Tom Cruise. I will tell you the story real quick before we get started. There was one night back in the day where, and I might have already even told this story, I don't give a shit, where it was like late at night and they were showing commercials, and you know how they have those compilation albums. And so there was a commercial for a compilation album, and every song on it, I just kept going, oh man, that's a really good song. Oh, damn, that's a really good song. Fucking love that song. Oh, damn, that's a really good song. It was a Fleetwood Mac.
Ooh, yeah.
Best of Fleetwood Mac. And every single song, I was like, that's a fucking banger. Dude,
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, I'm a Fleetwood Mac fan, and I didn't
Yeah.
even realize it.
Yeah, they
But-
got bangers.
But yeah, dude, Fleetwood Mac is awesome.
Hey, how about, though, Tom Cruise, I like his ability to laugh at himself. Like, when he did
He
that.
used to be able to. I don't know about anymore.
When he did that thing with Ben Stiller, where Ben Stiller
The
was
stunt
his
guy?
stunt guy.
Oh yeah.
And they did the laugh.
It's like where we finish each other's sandwiches.
And he goes, he did that laugh. It's fucking
Right.
spot on.
See, he gets grandfathered in for me because he's friends with like Ben Stiller,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
fucking admire Ben Stiller. I
Yeah.
love him.
I mean,
Dusty's
Dude,
a
and
bigger
he's
fan.
gonna do a Les Grossman movie.
Oh
Apparently.
yeah, that's
oh
right.
really?
Yeah,
That's right.
which was his
Okay.
idea.
I will tell you, when I first saw that movie, it took me a while.
Me too.
Okay, I'm glad I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
the
me
only
too.
one where it's just like,
No fucking way.
Holy
Make
shit!
one.
Wait a second. Is that Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Like, he did do an amazing job.
They're
in
like,
that.
you
I
don't
will
believe
give
it?
him that.
Close your eyes and just listen. And you're like, okay, yeah.
And go fuck your own
But yeah,
face.
dude, but yeah, he was gonna be just like a cameo in that movie, and like he came up with the studio head. Like that whole thing was all
Okay.
his idea. So
Okay.
like, he's got some chops.
He
even
does
if
have
is-
chops. He has serious chops. But the
mean-
whole Scientology
Yeah.
thing just, man,
Gotta separate the art from the artist.
it's tough.
Yeah, I would say it is a little tough, but
Speaking of artists, Dusty,
Yeah.
how
How
are
about you, Dust?
well, I can share this.
Oh my God.
So I was driving the other night and I hit something. I thought it was a deer, but thump.
Yes, I know what you did last summer. 3.
My last day at my current job is going to be the day that this episode premieres.
Whoa.
And then I'll actually be starting a new job at the beginning of next week. So I'm really excited about that. On to hopefully some better opportunities, much better for the schedule for sure.
Yeah.
So which means more time with Logan, which is always a good thing. So I'm really excited about that. So I've got that coming up. We've got baseball in full fucking swing right now. We're doing practices and games and everything, and it's exciting. He's having a great, like last night, for example, he lost. We didn't even know.
Yeah, no
'cause
one knows.
It's just like, oh yeah, because the other team
felt
was
like we lost.
Yeah.
well, honestly, last night it did because there was. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to say it, but I'm going to because fuck it. One of the kids, and I'm not going to say particular which one, but they put him at first base at one point, and it's like, don't. No. I didn't see him catch a single ball, even when they were warming up. So it's like it's not even like he's just not good under the pressure or anything. It's like he's there to have fun, and he can have fun. That's great. Don't put him at first base. The place where the ball is going to go the most. It's like,
Seriously.
come on. So
Like it's definitely at some point default just there.
right. So there was a couple of innings that went a little long.
I kind of felt like the umpire though too was kind of ringing him up, man. Like it was like, dude, this isn't about you, motherfucker. These guys are 8. Like, dude, he was like, yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, motherfucker.
He wanted him to swing.
Yeah,
You could tell he was calling some shit that was up around the eyes and stuff like that. He was like,
Ringing 'em
he was like,
up.
let's get this game on
but,
the road.
But it's like
Sometimes
this
just
is,
one action, man.
This
Right.
is not how you learn.
No,
You don't
yeah.
learn to swing at everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have a strike zone, chest to knees, and that's what you're supposed to fucking swing at. And this guy's ringing him up. Like Dusty says, shit high, man, where I'm like, I get it. You'd rather be at another place than here. But you're getting paid to be here.
a little bit.
You signed the fuck up. You signed up for it. No
I mean,
one,
yeah,
no one's
that-
forced
no
you
one
to be
forced
here.
you to
Yeah.
do this, and it's kind of, sort of, not really about you. It's
Yeah.
about them. So if you remember that and go, yeah, it's not the most exciting 3 hours of my life to do 3 games, but that's all it is 3 hours out of your life. Now, I understand sometimes when an inning will go long, like Dusty said, when they're little, you kind of have to start like, okay, we need the other guys to come up to bat, so, you know, let's strike a couple
Yeah,
of
yeah,
people
yeah.
out. But this guy was all game, and I'm like, dude, what the
Yeah.
fuck, man? And so I'm like, thank God none of my children were playing, because I would have been like,
Yeah.
hey!
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
so,
Give it a little bit of time.
so if a parent does do what you just described, does he have any authority
Yeah.
to kick them out?
Yeah, but the
of-
thing is, those
I'm
kids,
sure they probably do.
they're
Public
like,
park?
They're like 16. So
Okay.
they don't, but there's like a supervisor that hangs out at the park, and you're supposed to fucking throw them out and tell them, we're call the cops if you don't leave.
Although, like, my son's at the age where if anybody is seriously, like, on the verge of getting kicked out of a game, you need to just fucking leave already because you don't need to fucking be there. They're 9.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
Vince
like-
Vaughn.
That's why I
I'll
walked.
go wait in the car.
I walked to the trail.
Here, take my clipboard.
I walked the trail because I was like, I'm gonna say something.
yeah.
I'm gonna say something to this fucking guy.
The original point I was making before David ranted on the umps for a little bit
Bastards.
was they did lose last night, but on the way home, I asked Logan, I was like, hey, you tried your best, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, did you have fun? He's like, yeah, it was fun. And then later on, about halfway home, he just kind of goes, oh, the other team won. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, you had fun though, right? He's like, yeah. perfect. I love your fucking attitude, dude.
Yeah.
He's just having fun.
I
So
love
that's the
that,
best
yeah.
part about it, honestly. Is just I don't need to worry about, him sulking or being pissed off if they lose. If they win, I don't need to worry about him being an annoying little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's just there to have fun,
Hell
and
yeah.
he's having fun.
Yeah,
So-
he's good too.
Dude.
That's even better.
And I mean, he'll eventually get there where he gets his hopes up, to the point where he's like, we got to win this game.
yeah.
Oh, dude, he's already talking about. Do you think when I grow up that I'm going to play on the Royals? It's not. Could I play for the Royals?
Wow.
It's what team should I pick?
That is the fucking attitude to have right there, man.
So I'm like, get that bag, dude. Come on, let's do this. I'll be your manager. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah, yeah.
Run
You're
your
like,
career into
listen,
the ground by
Listen,
accident.
I will buy all 32 hats. I will fucking wear whatever one. It does not matter.
Swapping them out,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I'll keep them because you're gonna get traded.
Get traded. He's like, dude, I've been traded. Yes, awesome.
Sweet, I like that. That Commanders, because they don't call them. They're not the Braves anymore, right?
No, they're the Guardians.
Guardians. That's what I meant.
yeah.
Commanders are the
Cleveland.
football team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's like that Guardians hat looks pretty cool. I mean, I can wear that shit. I don't know if I want to hang around Cleveland a whole lot. But.
Dude, I'll forward you that Daddy Ball book.
Oh yeah.
So you can just kind of glean some stuff that
Get some-
what works
get some
and what
tips.
didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like, oh shit, he sent it from his own house. Of course, you don't do that. You don't send the threats from your own address.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that.
Come on.
Oh,
You
God.
got to get one of those VPNs.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, today we are gathered to discuss Marwit. No, I'm kidding. But today is kind of a sequel, a little bit of a sequel to one of my previous episodes. Of course, you guys kind of know me as the movie guy, so we're going to be talking about a movie franchise, but one that has kind of side-skirted its way into another franchise we've already discussed and then come back out. Unscathed, by the way.
So not Alien versus Predator.
Kind of
Wait,
scathed.
okay.
Okay, because today we're talking about the Predator franchise. So, okay, maybe a little scathed.
Just a
Slight
touch.
minimal scathing.
But they've bounced back, and that's kind of the whole point as to why.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the reason I wanted to talk about them is because this year we've already had one new Predator movie released, Predator Badlands, or not Predator Badlands, Killer of Killers, which was fucking awesome. It's an animated movie, so if that's not your thing, I get it. But the movie itself, I watched it like when it came out on Hulu, and it's fucking awesome. I really liked it.
I saw someone online saying it's the best Predator movie
It's
there
got-
is.
Whoa.
Like according to Rotten Tomatoes, it's the best rated one out of the entire
Wow.
franchise. It's
Yeah,
98%, I think,
Yeah.
on Rotten Tomatoes. But so yeah, if you get a chance, watch it. But so not only did we have Killer of Killers come out, but then later on we have Predator Badlands coming out. So the franchise is back in full fucking swing.
Hell yeah.
So I wanted to talk about it because it's got some good ones, it's got some bad ones, but it also has a lot of cool stuff and cool people involved with it. Because if you think about it, there's only there's like a little select group that is dealt with like Terminators, Aliens, and Predators.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah, dude. Whoa.
And there's a couple of them.
Yeah.
And one of them just got added in with Killer of Killers because Michael Biehn does a voice
Whoa,
in Killer of
really?
Killers.
Oh.
So he joins the ranks of Bill Pullman or Paxton.
Paxton.
Bill Paxton. I always mix them up. I don't know why.
okay.
It's all good.
But so he joins with Bill Paxton in that very illustrious group
Man,
of
that's a fucking wow.
That's a rare
Yeah.
rare group to be in.
And fucking they were in Tombstone too, man. So
Yeah.
like are they or are they not the greatest actors?
those two in particular, Michael Biehn, and Bill Paxton.
There are less of them than there are living presidents.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
I think.
Dude.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
I think
you're
we're
right.
Yeah, we
making
got
a
it.
case for like the presidential award of achievement. And they're like, "What? Why?" We tell them
It's Michael Biehn, man. Come on. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah,
Oh,
my
yeah.
bad. It's the guy from Terminator? Okay.
Johnny Ringo.
But yeah, I completely forgot that they were both in Tombstone, too.
Dude.
That's fucking awesome.
Whoa.
But I mean, there's been focusing strictly on the Predator franchise.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Stan Winston is the other one that's had dabblings in all three of those franchises, which that's some pretty fucking elite company right
That's
there.
pretty elite, yeah.
And I'm sure there might be a couple other ones I just can't think of off the top of my head. But I mean, think about some of the people that have been involved with some of the Predator movies in the past. You've got, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the original one. But also in the original one, you've got Carl Weathers,
R.I.P.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
R.I.P.
Uh,
I mean, he's dead
Bill,
to me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bill Duke is the other one I was trying to think
R.I.P.
of.
to him too.
R.I.P.
He passed away too. Yeah.
But then also Predator 2, Danny Glover.
DG, man. Yeah.
And Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
And Maria Conchita Alonso.
Hey.
The Mexican gal in every 80s or early
Basically,
90s movie. Yeah.
Dude, I remember from The Running Man.
Yeah,
So that's where I was
yeah.
like, yeah.
What was Jeanette Goldstein busy then?
Yes.
She was preparing for Terminator 2. They told her about it really early, like a couple years.
What ethnicity can she not play?
Right? But so also in some of the later movies, you've got Adrian Brody. You've got Walton Goggins.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of big name people involved in the Predator franchise before. So it's just, I wanted to have some fun. I wanted to talk about them. So we're just going to talk about them movie by movie. Nothing like too in particular or anything. Just kind of your thoughts, stuff you remember, stuff you like, don't like, whatever.
All right.
So the first one came out in 1987, simply called Predator. Which, if they didn't have it in the advertising and they didn't have one scene right at the very beginning of the movie, you would have no fucking clue that it was an alien killer movie until about halfway through.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Because that's basically the idea was they wanted to make a badass 80s action movie and then also include this thing that was like their little unique twist on it.
They did.
I love the
They did
switcheroo
that.
movies.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought, like, when people talk about cliche 80s action movies, they're just referencing, like, Predator.
They're
You know?
referencing one scene from the Predator. It's
The arm.
Stick
man.
around. But yeah. So you've got when the handshake of pencil pushers, but where they actually raid the little compound or whatever.
Oh my god!
With all the explosions and I ain't got
so
time to
fucking
bleed.
cool.
And shit. Like that's like what people think of when they think of an 80s action movie.
Yeah.
Like even if they're thinking of like Rambo, it's like they are kind of thinking of that scene from Predator.
Yeah,
Like-
because Rambo, when you watch it, you're like, oh, this is much darker than I remember. You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
yeah.
I thought this was cheesy. This is not cheesy at all. But Predator's like, yeah, this is cheesy.
Yeah, and they embraced the hell out of
So
it too.
macho, like everybody on there is just like
Dude,
strutting.
every summer when fireworks were, around, I would blow up G.I. Joes and shit thinking of that raid scene. Like trying to channel it in my backyard,
Yes. And that's how when I was little, and I watched that, I'd be like, damn, war's confusing. Because I'd be like, what are we doing? Wait, what? Everything's blowing up, guys.
And I was young enough to where, like, when Arnold finds out that it was kind of a double cross,
Oh, man.
I didn't understand why. I'm just like, what are you mad
Yeah,
about?
why are you mad? You just blew a bunch of people away.
Yeah.
I was saying, you won, right?
Yeah.
Like picking up papers, like, oh yes, this is exactly what we were looking for.
I know. Later on, you're like, damn, that was a fucking brutal double cross.
Oh yeah, when you get older and you understand exactly what it was, it's like, dude, that was really fucked up.
Fucked up, man.
I'm also wondering, as an adult watching that movie, why the fuck are these guerrilla terrorists or whatever they are keeping important documents in Central American jungles?
Right?
Okay,
Just in a
listen.
hut somewhere.
That's where you go back. It was the 80s. There's no proper explanation for
You're
that.
thinking about it too much, kid.
Yeah, kid.
Shut up, buy another thing of
Shut the
popcorn.
hell up, kid.
Rob Schneider's a carrot. And fuck you. Go see it. I've got a couple of little just little stuff that I know off the top of my head that I kind of want to sprinkle in as we're talking about these movies. One of the things that I thought was pretty cool was that Sonny Landham.
Yeah.
You guys know who that is.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Another RP. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like most of these people were.
Yeah, most of them are dead.
But yeah, Arnold's still going strong. But
Fuck yeah, dude.
smoking cigars. Actually, I don't know if he smokes anymore, but one of the conditions of getting him on the film was that they had to hire bodyguards.
Yeah.
And people were like, the producers and shit were like, why does he need a bodyguard? Like, look at him. He's fucking huge. And they're like, no. The bodyguard isn't for him.
No.
It's for anyone else around him if they happen to piss him off.
Yeah, which is, I always thought, like, when I hear that story, it makes me laugh because I think of the bodyguards having to hang out with him. And they're like, you know, when he's like playing Five Finger fucking the knife thing, like, and they're like, yeah, I get it. I'm a pussy. You're the best. This guy's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah,
This
you're a sexual tyrannosaurus.
Just remember, I have a gun.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Just don't try anything stupid. But yeah, the studio would not let them hire him on unless they had protection for everybody else.
That's
from
wild.
him.
That guy, man.
And they wanted him so much, and he did a damn good job too.
Yeah, he was
Did.
great. Yeah.
That fucking laugh that he does when he finally gets one of the jokes, and
terrifying.
the fact that the Predator uses that laugh as like playback and shit.
Fucking crazy. Crazy.
But I thought that was pretty cool because, well, he's also like he was in a ton of movies. Like he was in 48 Hours, I think, too, wasn't he?
yeah.
He's like one of the bad guys in it, and it's like, well, yeah, I can get it. I'd be fucking because he's like 8 feet fucking tall.
He's
I
a
mean,
big dude.
He
yeah.
made Arnold look a little small.
Yeah.
I mean, not too small, but a little bit small. But speaking of Arnold feeling small, the gentleman who played the Predator, Kevin Peter Hall,
That fucking
Rest in
rhymed,
peace.
Man. Yeah, seriously.
Damn, another R.I.P.er.
and he passed away young. He was in
Yeah.
like his 40s or maybe early 50s, but like I don't remember what it was, some kind of illness, but he passed away a lot younger than he absolutely should have. And by all accounts, from everything I've ever read or heard about him, like the nicest, sweetest guy you could ever fucking meet.
Oh.
And like super accommodating, would wear the fucking Predator suit all goddamn day long, and literally the only part that opened was the front part came off.
Oh.
So the top half of his face and the front half of his head was like would get a little bit of fresh Mexican summer air.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it's basically like getting a blowtorch blown on you.
Yeah.
But and Stan Winston said like he never fucking complained at all.
Wow.
And just
Wow.
like everybody that talked about him said he was super nice, but he was also like damn near 8 feet tall.
God.
One of the few people that could make Arnold Schwarzenegger look small, and he absolutely does. Wow. Also, fun fact, he played the Predator in Predator 2, which we'll get to in a minute. But he also played Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
That is right, yeah.
So-
that guy's cool.
So yeah, they didn't need to use much. I mean, basically they put him in a suit with a mask, and it's like, yeah, I could believe that he's fucking Bigfoot.
So that's like one of the key things about Predator is like how fucking huge they are, like
Yeah.
how tall they are. But originally, wasn't it supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme as the Predator? But then wasn't it like a different design too, like a different suit and
Completely
everything?
different. So the behind the scenes stuff, they didn't actually build the suit. They had concept drawings of it. The suit that they built was for the camouflage stuff. So it was a completely red suit that they could go back in and erase out and like put the lines and like try different effects on how to make it camouflaged. But yeah, it looked completely different. It looked kind of like a big praying mantis, like had kind of a
right.
long head or a long neck and a small head that kind of swung around a little bit with kind of big buggy eyes on it and shit. It just didn't look good at all. But yes, it was Jean-Claude Van Damme who was originally doing it, and he ended up. Some people say that he quit. Some people say that he got fired. But basically, he didn't realize that he wasn't actually going to be like really in the movie.
Yeah.
Because like his face wasn't going to be shown and shit like that. And it's like, what the fuck did you expect, man? So,
Yeah.
so he complained a lot about it, and either he got let go or he quit. One of the two. I won't say which. I know I have a theory, but
I mean, it's probably a
was
little of
mutual.
both, kind of.
little column A, little column B. Like he's like, I don't think I want it. They're like, cool. You can
it's
leave.
fine.
That's
you
cool.
can leave. No one's holding you here. And he's like, but I signed a contract and everything. And they're like, well, no, no.
Tell you what, we'll even fly you home.
Yeah.
Why not?
Go back to Brussels. Right? Have some fun there. Oh,
But yes,
no.
it was Jean-Claude Van Damme originally playing the Predator, and it just didn't work out. So they brought Stan Winston in to kind of redesign and come up with a new Predator. And on a flight across, I think it was overseas, so I think he was flying over the Atlantic. He was sitting next to James Cameron, and he's sitting there kind of doing some drawings and stuff. And James Cameron leans over and goes, "You know what I've always wanted to see on a monster? Mandibles." And Stan Winston's kind of like, what? Why? And he's like, I don't know. I just think it would look cool. So let's draw it up. Boom. That's how.
Wow.
Stan Winston was the first one to say this was Jim Cameron's idea to put the fucking mandibles on it. And it's like, Dude, of course it was fucking James Cameron.
What he says goes.
Basically.
Yeah, for sure.
And in that relationship,
Yeah.
for sure, he's like, yeah, sure, whatever you want, Jim. But yeah, so the Mandibles was all Jim Cameron.
Wow.
And it's iconic now. I mean, I can't picture a Predator without mandibles now.
No.
That would just look weird. Even when they're oversized and they're too big, which there's been times where it's like, come on, dial it back a little bit, guys.
Yeah.
But without them, it just wouldn't be a Yautja, which I forgot to mention. That's technically their name.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it?
Yautja.
Okay.
It's Yautja, but it's pronounced Yautja.
He's a Yautja.
I always
that's-
just said Yowza.
He's a Yowza. I'm glad they switched the Predator to just a big giant guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't want the Predator to kick people. I want
Or
the
do
Predator
the splits.
Yeah. No.
If I want to watch somebody smaller taking a bunch of bigger foes out, I'll watch a Jackie Chan movie.
No shit.
You know?
There you
And
go.
watch him go. Oh, no.
And then proceed to beat the
And then
shit
beat
out of
everybody
18
up.
guys.
Yeah. No. God, he's the king of that shit.
Remember when he had that whatever movie it was where it was him and Pierce Brosnan? And we watched the trailer for it together, and there's a scene where it cuts to Jackie Chan in the corner,
Yeah, dude.
we lost our shit. It was such a Jackie Chan movie.
It was a definite Jackie Chan
Okay.
movie. Oh my God, what was that?
Oh, it was like The Diplomat or some shit.
The Diplomat.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh God, Jackie.
I'll take your word for it because it does not sound familiar at all.
I did end up watching the movie.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But yeah,
Pierce Brosnan.
Kevin Peter Hall was much more convincing to be able to pick up Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Yeah.
put him up against a tree. It's
Yeah.
yeah, I could see that happening.
Fuck yeah.
So real quick before we move on to the next one, a couple of iconic lines I want to bring up from the first one. I already mentioned it before.
Only a couple?
Well, yeah, I know. We got it. We got more movies to cover. But I already covered it, but I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
Because, hey, man, you're bleeding. And then Jesse Ventura, I ain't got time to bleed. You already mentioned another one. This will turn you into a goddamn sexual tyrannosaur.
Bunch of slack-jawed beep. Oh, yeah.
Not appropriate term anymore that they used way too much back then. But the other one, of course, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yes.
Because that's one that they've actually used in several of the movies now.
If it can bleed, we'll kill it. Oh my God.
And then one that do you remember when we worked at 80s Appliance, the guy Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, which I don't know what he's up to, but if he's
DJ
listening,
N.9, yeah.
yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because one of the mixes that he had, he included Billy's little speech about I can't remember, somebody's like Billy, you know something. What is it? He goes, there's something out there. It ain't no man. Or whatever. It's something along those lines. But he actually used it in one of his songs,
Oh, nice.
mixes that he put together. And I just thought that was really cool.
It was cool.
And that is a cool line, too.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Because he says, because he's like, you ain't afraid of any man. And he goes, there's something out there. And it ain't no man.
Ooh, that's chilling. Man. You did a really good Sonny
That
Landon
was a
right
good
there,
Sonny
too.
Landon.
That's my Arnold Tarzan yell.
Oh my God.
So I know we're talking lines and quotes, but can I just point out one of my favorite 3 seconds worth of footage?
Absolutely.
It's after it gets Jesse Ventura's character, and they are just firing into the fucking
Oh, yeah.
the jungle, and there's just a scene these 3 big muscly guys with huge guns just going rotating back and forth.
Dude, and when he picks up Old Painless and just starts mowing down the entire fucking jungle, they had to actually shoot that scene a couple of times, and it wasn't, obviously they weren't really shooting the fucking forest out. They set a bunch of squibs and fake plants and blew the shit out of it, but I think they ended up doing it 3 different times.
That's cool.
And Bill Duke said they would shoot it and then cut, and then they'd break and go shoot some other shit, and then later on in the day they'd come back and do it again, and then whatever. But just imagine sitting there and having to glue a tree back together or something. it's like, man, I'm getting paid minimum wage for this bullshit. It's a good thing I get benefits.
Can't we just
Sonny
blow some-
Landon said he's gonna shoot me next time. Yeah.
He said he was going to put a squib up my ass.
Will that kill you? It probably kill you,
Probably
right?
kill you.
All right, David, you want to bring up anything real quick about the original Predator before we move on?
Just a American classic tale. I just one of those that's old as time. A tale old as time.
Yes.
Buddies from some secret special forces group go down to Central America and murder the people that live there. Unbeknownst to them, get double-crossed and run into a supernatural kind of alien monster / predator / killer.
Sports hunter.
Sports hunter
Yes.
that mauls everyone but one person, 2 people, to death.
Yes, the girl gets away
girl
too.
gets-
Yeah,
that's
she
right.
gets to the choppa.
Hey,
And-
the helicopter, the choppa pilot, yeah.
Choppa pilot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess they weren't really involved though.
Yeah,
He
they're like,
showed up at the end.
he
It's
showed
like,
me like,
mm,
okay, what's going on? They're like, ah!
what the hell was that all about?
I'm leaving.
Why are you covered in mud?
Yeah.
Can I Neil deGrasse Tyson this
Don't
shit really
worry
fast?
Yeah.
about it.
Because you know how he loves just like pick apart the science in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how would that even work? The mud.
It wouldn't. Like, not in the slightest. They thought very minimally.
I guess
about
again, shut the fuck up, kid. Watch the movie.
Yeah.
You're
Here's some
thinking
popcorn.
Once again, a little too hard. Yeah. It just it did work.
Right.
It worked so good. Who knew that the Predator's
It really
downfall
did,
was
dude.
mud? It's kind of like War of the Worlds when they're like, oh,
Oh, they got a cold.
they were in. It was a secret in our bodies the whole time. Like, oh, come the fuck on.
H.G. Wells
No,
bullshit.
HG, dumbass.
All right, so we're spending a little bit too
Yeah.
much time. We got to move on to Predator because we got a couple of movies to cover.
Mm-hmm.
We're moving on to Predator 2, where Danny Glover faces off against the Predator in the concrete jungle.
Yeah, dude.
One of the sweatiest movies I've ever seen.
Literally.
Yeah, it is.
Literally.
It's supposed to be in the future, and it's like 1997 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Man.
But LA is going through a heat wave, and of course the Predators always show up when it's hot because their home planet, by the way, I forgot to mention, is kind of a hot planet. So they find it more suitable when it's hot. That's why they choose like Central American jungle in the middle of the summer, LA in the middle of a heat wave, that kind of shit.
So right now they can be here.
Basically.
It's
Oh,
pretty hot
Antarctica during global warming.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like these days they could literally just show up anywhere and be like, this feels great.
Yeah.
But also joining Danny Glover in the fight against the Predator, I don't know if you guys even remember, we have Mr. Gary Busey.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Busey.
Dude, I thought you were going to say Bill Paxton, and I was going to be like, Gary Busey.
In one of the first roles that he had after the motorcycle accident.
Wow.
In fact, it might have even been the first role after he had the accident and was fucked up in the head pretty bad for a while, and then came back and is Gary Busey.
A little fucked
He
up
was
in the head.
terrifying in Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
As
yeah.
Mr. Joshua, he
Yeah,
was
for
fucking
sure.
brutal.
For sure. And also, again, Kevin Peter Hall comes back and reprises his role as a different Predator because obviously the first one blew up into Big Bomb. But we also have, like we said, Bill Paxton, Maria Conchita Alonso, Adam Baldwin from Firefly
Oh, that's right.
is actually one of the guys on Keyes' team, Gary
Yeah.
Busey's
Oh,
little
okay.
team that he's got going on. And then I'm trying to fucking remember his name. Ruben Blades. Ruben Blades or Ruben Blades. I can't remember how you pronounce his last name. You'd recognize him, but he's the guy who plays Danny. His like
Okay.
best friend. He's like the first one of the cops to go.
Yeah.
Gets pulled up and or whatever.
Yeah.
So you've got a war going on between the Jamaican drug lords
Oh, yeah.
and I think it's the Mexican cartel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the cops are kind of in the middle of it, and it's just all going fucking crazy, and people are dying, and the Predator's new in town.
The Predator just happens to drop it, and they're like, "Are you fucking kidding me, man? Now Predator's here."
Yeah.
And he fucks them up.
Oh,
Dude, yeah,
yeah.
he-
Predator fucks them up.
Not mucking around.
No.
Now Danny Glover does get some shots in towards the end. I mean, he ends up cutting the dude's arm off. So,
Yeah.
I mean, and I actually have a Predator figure with the arm cut off and
cool.
green like
Nice.
stuff coming out. It's pretty cool. But that was always like one of my favorite parts is that last big fight scene where the team is kind of trapped, and I'm doing the quotes for everybody listening. The Predator in that little warehouse that he kind of used as a home base because it's like, we can see him now because we're using these goggles, but he can't see us. And all he does is like switches his vision a couple times. It's like, oh shit, yeah, there they are. And then just takes the entire fucking team out. But that whole fight, like towards the end, where it's like it literally goes like all over LA because at one point they're on top of a building, and then they're in the building, and then they're down below, and it's like It's fucking
I
crazy.
fucking love it after he slices the arm off and then the predator like crashes into that bathroom and he fixes his wound and he runs through and then when he goes through he's like what's I can't remember what he asked her, but he's like, I don't think he gives a shit.
But yeah, that whole
I forgot
scene.
about that. Yes.
And then towards the end, you get the reveal of all of the predators that have been there the entire time, just kind of watching.
Yeah, weird.
Just like, oh, well, he didn't pass, so
Yeah.
we'll just take that body and here, have a gun.
Yeah.
I know, from like the 1900s.
1700s,
right?
actually.
Yeah.
That gun has shown up now several times throughout the franchise.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm not going to get into all the comic books and all that shit and like books and everything. We're just sticking with movies. That's all we have
like
time
an hour
for.
and 10, 15 minute long podcast
Right.
here. We can't.
But yeah, that gun actually shows up in other movies too.
Wow.
We'll get to that. But so what are you guys' thoughts on Predator 2?
I think it's kind of wild that if my big game hunting friend got murdered by the game, that I would go up to the game afterward and just give it a weapon.
Right.
You know,
It's confusing,
can you
but they've
imagine, like,
got their own values.
going to the tiger that just mauled your friend. You're like, nice kitty.
Here you go.
Here's some temptations.
Here you go.
He's like,
All
what the
right.
fuck are these? Oh my god, these are so good.
All right, we're gonna go now.
Like candy. Dude, Predator 2 is another one of those early 90s movies that was just horrifically violent and would never be made right now. And it just, as a kid, I would feel like I was getting away with something like watching Predator 2, especially like this. They had like a sex scene in there.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yes, they did.
Like,
It's a very, very brief one, but,
but
for a
it's like-
young kid or a young boy,
It
a
was
very nice one.
Pretty wild.
It was what you wanted, you know? And you're like, okay, sex scene right off the bat, and then blood and and then like, I don't know, like Dan said, like it's sweaty. Just the sweatiest movie. It was definitely getting away with something watching it.
And it was actually like hot as hell in LA. And they did film a decent amount, if not quite all of it. I think they filmed pretty much all of it in LA. Wow. And they were going through a heat wave at the time. So they didn't have to do a whole lot of acting when it came to that.
I always like LA when it's real hot in LA and you know while you're watching the movie it's hot. When they go into a building, you're like, God, it must feel like fucking fire in there. Right? You know what I mean? Like when they're in the police precinct, you're like,
you can just smell the hot wood.
oh God, like just get out of there already. Oh,
Dude, that movie has literally one of like just my favorite sequences, which is the subway scene with where Bill Paxton gets it. Man, that shit was horrifying.
Dude, the lights are out.
Yeah.
You can just see flashes of when they're like going by like different lights in the tunnel and shit. The Predator's using his cloak, so you can only kind of see outlines and like wavy lines and shit. People are dying left and right. Bill Paxton's getting fucking killed. And then Maria Conchita Alonso getting choked. And then like, oh wait, she's pregnant and unarmed. Not a threat. Just fucking leaves her alone.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the times where they really started to establish the whole kind of values or honor, I guess you could put, of that. Because in the first one, he didn't, and they kind of briefly mention it, he didn't go after her because she didn't see her as a threat. She wasn't armed or whatever. This is one where they flat
sexist.
It could have just been like, oh yeah, I don't like women, whatever, so fuck you. But this one was one they specifically showed, oh, she's unarmed and she's pregnant, and he chooses not to kill her. They've got a code.
Yeah.
And they carry that throughout the rest of the fucking series for sure.
It was a real mind bender. It was a female predator, actually. So that's why it chose to do that.
Okay.
So
You can come up with your own headcanon. I don't know. It could be. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if we've ever actually seen. I've seen in the comic books, I've seen a human woman that was like basically accepted as a predator.
Whoa.
As a Yautja, and so they like basically like gave her all this equipment and shit like that, and she hunted with them. But I don't think I've ever actually seen what they were like. Oh yeah, that's a female predator.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking know.
If they had one now, people would be like, "That's woke."
Yeah, no shit. They missed their chance to do that for fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being like accepted and you're like go and hunt with them, and then you sit down after a long day of hunting, and like everybody takes their mask off. And oh God, damn! I'm sorry. Every time I do that to you guys, and I'm sorry. You guys are just some ugly sons of bitches. Man.
That's one line that we didn't mention.
Oh, yeah.
And that's in pretty much every movie too. You one ugly motherfucker.
I love it in Predator 2 when he finishes a sentence.
Motherfucker.
Okay, so any other thoughts we want to share on Predator
Great
2?
movie.
It also establishes the link between the alien xenomorph and the Predator.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. That was the
true.
first example because both 20th Century Fox, and they're like, throw a xenomorph skull in the ship. Why not?
Yeah.
Who's going to notice? Everybody
Seriously,
fucking
literally
noticed.
everybody.
That's like the first Easter egg that everybody knew about.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that one. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That was where they first well, they might have done the comic books ahead of time. I don't know, but again, we're not talking about the comic books. In the movies, this is where it was first established. Now, regards to the Alien versus Predator movies, we kind of touched on them a little bit in the Alien franchise.
AVP.
So we're going to skip them. So the next movie after, I'm serious, we've already kind of touched on them. We've got other movies to talk about.
AVP.
I went back and rewatched the first one.
Oh, yeah?
So bad.
Yeah. It's a PG-13
Yeah,
fucking Predator and
yeah.
Alien movie. Why
They-
does that
yeah,
exist?
They handicapped it from there, the get-go, but then the second one is just too dark.
I can't
You just
see
see
it. It's like you made it rated R, but I can't see shit.
Yeah.
I like them.
Okay. I mean, I do too for different reasons. I will still go back and watch them every once in a while, but yeah, we don't need to talk about them right now.
Yeah.
So the next movie we're going to jump to,
Fuck.
it was made in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, right. That was one thing too, is it was Predator 1 and 2. 1 was 87, 2 was 90. Hold on.
92 or something like that?
I want to say, 92, 90.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, just a couple of years later.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
And then in 2010, we have, produced by Mr. Robert Rodriguez,
Hey.
we have Predators. Predators.
Z.
No.
Okay.
It's the X's and Z's with you, man.
I don't get it. I don't get it either. I don't, Dusty.
So Predators was the one with Adrian Brody, Walton Goggins.
Topher Grace.
I was just getting ready to say.
I like that movie.
I really
it's
do
great.
too.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of my favorites in the franchise for
Yeah.
sure. It's got what's it? Oh, Danny Trejo is
Oh,
in
yeah,
it too,
that's right.
who's in like everything Robert Rodriguez has ever touched. So, but it also has Marshall Ali, which I forgot about that for a while, and I went back and watched. I was like, oh wait, he's like a big actor now.
Yeah, well, did he win an Oscar or something? Like, and Adrian Brody did too, I guess. So,
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah, that's. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Obviously, besides liking it, like give me some specifics.
I fucking love it when these sci-fi franchises that I'm a huge fan of, like when Terminator did the one that takes place entirely in the future. Can't think of the name right now. Salvation.
Salvation.
I was gonna say Revelation.
I
but
fucking
that's, yeah.
love that because I was like, they're not trying to do the same thing over and over again. They just kind of change it up, and I love the concept of them going to like a game planet or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It fucking worked for me, man. I loved it.
Same. When
I
they
did
take
not.
a swing, I'll give you some grace on
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And just the whole like the Topher Grace, like that dude. When he like just the way he's like really calm about the whole deal, that twist is like, oh Jesus, that's terrifying. The way he does it's terrifying.
I couldn't believe I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Right, I kind of did. I was like, why? I questioned for a second. I was like, why is
Well,
he
he's
here?
just such a bitch the whole time.
Yeah, because if the Predator has the code to not hurt a like defenseless thing, like why is he there? Yeah.
I will say that one of the quotes from that movie is that I use almost on a daily basis is from him, and that's after they use him as bait to draw the things out, and he goes, "Fuck all of you." And like I said, I use that pretty much on a daily basis. But yeah, no, I absolutely understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. It's like it was something I mean, for the most part, if you're not talking about the AVP movies, which I mean, they kind of did some different shit too, but all the Predator movies, there's not really any one of them that's like that's a carbon copy of that one. They're all a little bit different, but that one was quite a bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, like they introduced like the hunting dogs that they used and stuff like that. And just the idea of different types of Yautja, where they've got like the super predator and then the predator, the ones that we know, and then these new ones that are bigger and stronger and whatever. And those are the ones that I like the design, except for when they finally took the mask off of one of them. That's the one where I say the mandibles are just way too fucking big. I mean, they look like if you took my finger and doubled it, that's how long they were.
Yeah.
And that's too long.
Yeah.
But the design of them with their masks and shit like that, they look fucking awesome.
Yeah, they
like,
did.
You do not want to fuck with them.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
and the scene with the guy at the sword.
Yeah,
that shit was great,
the
too.
Yakuza guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, David, what do you think? What's some things that stand out to you?
So, first, that the acting is not great, but that's not why I'm watching
Right.
a Predators movie. Like, I'm just kind of here for killing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like forgiving on that stuff. Like, I don't, and like I forgot all about the Yakuza guy, man.
Yeah.
Like, he fucking man. And then like the ship and all that shit. Like, that was just a good time.
Yeah.
I'm not like, I wouldn't go buy a poster and put it in, like, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
like that movie's fun to watch. I'll pop if it's on. It's like, fuck it, let's watch it.
If I do any kind of like mini marathon or anything like that of the Predator movies, it's definitely included in it for sure. Like, it'll probably be like that one, and now and probably I'm not going to ruin it because we'll get to it, and it's not the one that you might think, because Killer of Killers, I already said, is really fucking good. It's on there for sure, but there's another one that I'd put up ahead of it. But so with Predators, mostly shot down in Texas.
Huh.
So a little bit easier to deal with than Mexico. Not when it comes to the heat and stuff.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot better,
Yeah.
but at least a little bit. Plus, it's like they could go and drink the tap water and be okay for the most part. So I'd say a little bit easier. But yeah, Robert Rodriguez likes to do everything in fucking Texas. And since he was the executive producer, he's like, hey, you should do it down in Texas because, I mean, it'd be, I've got some stuff down there. You could
Even
use.
the Predators are bigger down in Texas.
Hey, they
That
should have
was
used that for
funny.
the tagline.
I just felt bad for fucking Lawrence Fishburne, though, man. Like, he survived, had a nice little thing going, and these young fucks show up and ruin everything.
Ruin the whole damn thing.
Right? And all he wanted to do was take all their stuff and murder them.
Yeah,
I mean,
man, it was a big
Quit
deal.
taking it so
It
personal.
was his fight, though. It was fucking stand your ground law. I'm sure it applies in the Predator game plan.
Fuck
Right, just
yeah.
think of the whole planet as Florida. I mean, if you do that, you'll be fine because you're always
Wow.
on your guard. You might get stabbed at any time.
Whoa, that really
there's
puts the movie in a whole new
A lot of
light.
weird creatures running around.
Yeah.
Little critters.
Some of them you can see, some of them you can't.
Oh my god.
Those are called venereal diseases. No. But yeah, no, I really liked Predators. I thought that it was a pretty decent follow-up, and especially after going so fucking long without having a Predator movie. I mean, yeah, like I said, we got the Alien versus Predator, but one of them was PG-13 and just kind of goofy, and the other one was rated R, but just so fucking dark you couldn't see anything, and the plot was not good. But so it was nice kind of getting another Predator movie. And it's like it has goddamn Danny Trejo in it. And
Yeah,
Danny Trejo he brings everything up a notch.
Yeah.
I don't care whether it's fucking Spy Kids or any Rob Zombie movie like the Halloween and shit like that.
Machete.
Yeah.
I like that movie too.
Oh,
Does
dude,
he have
Machete
it-
is awesome.
Is it part of his writer that if he gets killed off in whatever he's in, that they have to make the death like there's a reason in Breaking Bad his head was on a fucking turtle.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because he's got the clout these days to
Yeah.
where, I mean, he does pretty much anything you ask him, which that's what I love about Danny Trejo. It's like, hey, will you dress up as this guy? He's like, yeah, sure, why not? That'd be fun. But he's got enough clout now to where I'm sure that if he's like, hey, if I'm going to die, you got to make it pretty
You gotta
fucking
make it
cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
And
It's gotta go in my highlight reel.
yeah, exactly. It's like, throw that shit on IMDb. But like, even though you don't technically see his death in Predators, it's still awesome because the help me. And then the reveal on his face where it's like, oh, he's already dead.
Yeah.
And like they're using him as a trap and shit like that. Like it was still cool and creepy and stuff. So he's still got a cool death, even though you technically
It's
didn't
unique,
see
yeah.
it die.
Yeah.
You didn't see him actually die on screen.
Damn.
So anything else we want to add to Predators before we move on? Because we're running a little bit low on time and we still got 2 movies to cover.
7 to go.
No, I'm good.
Go ahead.
So the next movie that we're going to cover really quick, because there's parts about it that I liked. There's parts about it that I really don't like, but it's The Predator. Written and directed by Shane Black, who actually was in the original Predator. He was the guy who tells all the jokes.
The joke guy,
Oh, yeah.
And he also punched up the script a little bit, but they didn't really use a whole lot of his stuff for the original Predator. They used some of it, but not much. But he's also the guy who wrote Lethal Weapon. So, I mean, dude can write.
Yeah.
But because of studio interference and having them come in and reshoot the entire ending and a bunch of bullshit that he had to deal with, this is not the best movie. I think we're all aware of that. But it stars Boyd Holbrook. Jacob Tremblay is in it. Keegan-Michael Key.
That's
which,
one of the positives.
Exactly. Thomas Jane is another positive. The two of them together, I thought, were pretty fucking funny. Olivia Munn, who she's always fun.
That's right.
She's always fun. Sterling K. Brown. I fucking like Sterling K. Brown.
He's
dude.
awesome.
And him in that movie where he's like always chewing gum and just kind of a dick and stuff. He's
remember him.
Like the lead scientist guy, the black guy who's always chewing gum.
Okay.
But like when they introduce Olivia Munn to the concept of a predator and whatnot, and then they tell her that they call it a predator, and she points out that doesn't really make sense. It's more like a hunter or like a game hunter, I think she calls it, and it's like, well, yeah, but we all got together and we decided that predator sounds a lot more badass. So, fuck yeah. But like I said, they had some problems, studio interference, coming in, changing stuff, changing the ending. I don't really like the idea of their version of the super predator or the big mutated one.
Jared Fogle?
Hey!
Do you guys have AIDS? I want to get you some AIDS. But like, I don't know. It had good dialogue, but especially between like the group of kind of crazy loser guys or whatever. But just the movie itself just had a lot of issues and just it was okay.
That was a oneer for me, and I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah. They have, like I said, Keegan-Michael Key and Thomas Jane, their little duo that they have, because they're supposed to be friends, and they actually end up doing each other a favor and killing each other at the end because they're both going to die anyway. But they have some pretty good back and forth type shit. Thomas Jane has, remind me of it, the where you blurt stuff out and Tourette's.
Yes.
Tourette's, and they kind of play off of that and stuff. But like I said, the dialogue between all of those characters is fun and kind of funny, but it also makes the movie not scary at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel threatened by any of the supposed threats that are coming after these people. And because, I mean, people die, but, I mean, it's not really kind of it's always towards the end, and it just didn't really do it for me that much.
I mean, there's a distinct way in movies where they handle death where you either, like, it's a Star Wars movie and you're like, whatever. You don't even think twice about the fact that they're gone. But then there are some of the other movies where you just feel that shit in your bones.
Yeah,
I think that one's very much on the Star Wars.
This was an X-wing fighter number 6 kind of feel to it. or you know, that kind of deal. Or TIE Pilot 2.
TIE Pilot 2.
So did you even see the movie?
I never saw it. Yeah.
Like I said, I would recommend at least checking it out, just because it does have some interesting concepts. They try to be Iron Man at the end. Did you remember the very end?
That's where it jumped the shark at some point for me near the end.
So they discover this fugitive predator that's on the planet to begin with. The big super predator thing is hunting after. He brings basically a weapon to humans they call it a predator killer. But it's basically like a fucking Iron Man suit that just happens to have a predator mask. But like it latches onto this guy's arm and like builds up around him and has like 2 rocket launchers and dreadlocks for some fucking reason, because it's a part of their body. It's not a part of the mask. But it really was dumb. And the other thing too about that movie is they do not necessarily treat autism the way that it should be.
Yeah, that's right.
They basically are like, yeah, this kid's autistic, so he can just magically read all these alien symbols, and you know, they paint him in very broad strokes.
Oh yeah.
And do not do the autistic community any positive service at all.
That's right.
I don't think they necessarily do it a disservice, because they don't talk like shit about autistic people or anything, but they don't really understand what it is. Apparently,
Probably not something that any family who has an autistic family member would watch it and feel seen.
yeah, no, I don't think so. They'd probably be like, "The fuck is that,
dude? That's fucked up, man."
So yeah, that's another thing. So I like it, but like I said, I would recommend at least checking it out. It's just not one that's like, don't put it at the top of your list.
Yeah, I'm not.
If you get the chance, like, yeah, sure, take an hour and a half or whatever it is. But I think we're gonna go ahead and move on. I think we've buried the Predator enough. To the one that would definitely make it on my my list of a mini marathon or anything like that, but that would be Prey.
Dude, that shit, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
I thought they did such
delight.
a great.
It's a little, definitely a delight is the perfect way to describe that. I was enamored with such a.
That's one
Man,
that I will just randomly get it in my head. I really want to watch Prey,
Yeah.
and I'll just put it in. Which even like some of my favorite movies, I have to be in a certain kind of mood, or it's like I see it on TV, and I'm like, yes, absolutely. I'll fucking like Major League was on the other night. I'll watch Major League anytime I see it on TV. I don't necessarily go and seek out Major League all the time.
Right.
Prey is one where every once in a while I'll find myself being like, you know what, I want to fucking watch Prey.
Yeah, shit's
like,
cool.
it's just really fucking good.
For everything that the Predator did wrong,
Yeah.
Prey just like
Right.
That's what that dude that wrote Predator's like. That's what I wanted to do.
I was gonna do it that way.
I wanted to do, and they fucking changed it. What about autism?
Well, yeah, as soon as they thought that it was just going to go straight to streaming, then
Yeah.
they let them do whatever they want because they don't care. So, obviously, you guys are fans. What are some things that stick out to you on Prey?
I mean, I loved. So I know we're not really talking comics, but when I was a kid, I got one Predator comic ever, and it took place in World War One. So like all I've ever really wanted from the franchise was like a kind of like a historical like whether it shows up like during a war or like samurai times or something.
Yeah.
But this one, perfect.
The samurai times?
Yeah, can you imagine a Predator with samurais?
That would be fucking amazing.
Where it's like, because they have their code, they can't use rockets and shit, and they're like, no, you just use your knives.
Blades only.
Oh,
Well, dude, that's
God.
one of the things I love about Prey is the fact that the little shoulder cannon that all of the Yautja or Predators are known for doesn't shoot plasma like in every other one. It's like a fucking crossbow.
Yeah, dude.
They're like an automatic crossbow.
Yeah.
It shoots
Hell yeah.
bolts.
Yeah.
And just the fact that they're like guiding bolts, I mean, that's one thing. It's whatever. But the fact that he doesn't use a gun, he uses essentially like a badass bow and arrow.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We want it to be unfair, but not that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Because you're like, the Arnold Predator would have just mowed through everybody. But that's like, okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't, that was kind of.
At least make it a challenge.
No
I mean,
shit.
come on, break a sweat.
And he did, like that's what, that was just so, it's really nice to know that there are still some people out there with super cool ideas and the ability to make it happen on film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And for a budget, too,
Dude,
if you think about it, a lot less than what you would consider
Yeah.
to be like a big budget Hollywood movie. I mean, yes, still more money than I've ever seen and will ever know. But, I mean, a lot less than some of those big like summer blockbusters for sure.
Right.
And they fucking nailed it.
It's like somebody has like a harmonica, right? And someone that really knows how to fucking play one can like fucking play any kind, right? And it doesn't matter if it's like a cheap one or a nice one or what, like they can make some shit happen with the harmonica. That's what Prey is. They can take a camera and make it fucking happen because they have the right ideas and they're good at it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like other people can have all the fancy shit in the world, but if they don't have the right story and they don't know what they're doing, it's like, it's whatever. But Prey, it was just like perfect, dude. It's like a grilled cheese fucking sandwich. You know what I mean? But where you're like, that shit's good. I want another
one of those. Yeah.
I forgot how good those are. Like that shit was just like perfect. And I was like, oh, whatever, I'll watch it. So happy I did.
Yeah.
So fucking happy.
I mean, I was gonna watch it regardless.
sure,
It's like
for
it's a new Predator movie. Of course, I'm gonna watch it. But just real quick, one of the things I absolutely love about that movie is the fact that you can tell just in the progression of the character itself of the they call it the feral predator, or the feral, however you pronounce that. I say feral. But the fact that as soon as he shows up, his progression of like first thing he kills is like a snake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then then it jumps up to like a wolf, and then it's a mountain lion, and then it's a fucking bear, and then he finally is like, oh wait, these guys have weapons.
Look at those.
They can fight back. I want to
fun.
get some of those.
Yeah.
So it's like you can tell he's like leveling up every time he fucking kills. He's like, okay, yeah, I could handle that. Let's see what's next. And then he gets to April Mid-Thunder, and it's like,
Man,
you can't handle the thunder.
No, ain't nobody fucking with April, man. No.
That movie, fucking. I thought they really did a good job too, representing the Native American, like the way, like just the culture and like, using the actors and everything that they used. I thought it was great.
And touching on that kind of, they have I don't know if it's a dub or if it's just the captions or the closed captioning, but they have that whole movie translated into Apache.
Whoa.
Wow. So that I thought was really, they wanted him to speak it throughout the entire movie, but the studio was kind of like, come on, man. But they were like, okay, so can we at least do I think it's just the closed captioning. I don't think it's a dub, but they have closed captioning of that entire movie in that language.
That's cool.
I thought that was
That's
fucking
awesome.
Like, we're not going to change the ending, but can you just keep it so?
We've seen Apocalypto. Okay, it doesn't go well. Okay, even though the baby jaguar cub sure was cute. We can't do that. We're not gonna do that.
All right, so Prey is fucking awesome. Everybody should check out Prey for sure.
Man,
real quick, because I don't really have you guys haven't seen Killer of Killers, I'm assuming.
Not yet,
No.
no.
So we're not going to go into that, but I will say it was really good. They have a couple of different segments, and at first I was kind of like, I wonder how these are going to tie together, and then at the end they all tie together perfectly. It's fucking awesome. But the style of animation is very popular nowadays, kind of almost like in the Spider-Man Spider-Verse kind of thing.
yeah.
I mean, not exactly, but it's very angular type stuff and very like dark outlines on things, almost kind of comic booky looking, but definitely recommend watching that. And then of course we've got Predator Badlands coming up later, which I'm definitely gonna fucking see in theaters for sure.
Are they like in the Badlands, like here? Or
Honestly, I know nothing about it other than what we've seen in the teaser trailer. I really haven't done any kind of research or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it. From what I can tell, it's a younger Predator. Like I'm guessing probably like his first hunt or first test or whatever you want to call it. But other than that, I really don't know much at all. But I'm still gonna fucking see it, and I'm still excited.
And I know that we're getting more alien. What's the integration, whatever you want to say? Because one of the characters they flash their eyes, and it's got the Wayland.
The W for
Wayland
Wayland
Yutani.
Oh boy!
So we'll get a little crossover action there, whether we like it or not.
Those sons of
Man, that was quite a ride, and now I want to go rewatch Prey. I want to watch Killers of Killers, and I want to go watch Badlands when that comes out.
You're not gonna go for the Predator.
If we have time, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
But probably not.
That'll be the one when Nicole falls asleep.
Yes, that's later on for that one.
Yeah.
But you know what I do wish they would do? I wish they would make a Predator movie with how we have like dentists that go hunting. I want to see a dentist Predator.
Oh my
go hunting.
God! Oh my no! Cut this. No, that's our idea, not anybody else's. Holy shit!
Okay, let's cut this and let's just do the outro. Okay, hey, go check us out on YouTube, wherever you get your fine podcasts, all that stuff. GettinSidetracked.com. If you have any questions for us, you can also send us an email
For sure.
GettinSidetrackedPod@gmail.com.